What is up, y'all? This is JT. I was headed to my house to basically sand some hardwood floors so I can get it stained and polyurethane. Well, anyways, I came across a Dodge Challenger. It sounded like a V8, so it had an upgraded exhaust. It was probably a V6, I would assume. As you can see, 142,000 miles on this sucker. The turbo on this one does not work 100%. I got somewhat of a loose timing belt. It's completely stock from head to toe. The only thing that may have been modified is the turbo controller that goes over here. It's mounted underneath the mass air sensor on the I guess you would call it a frame somewhat, because it's a unibody car. I don't know if you call it a frame, whatever you call it, but that's the only thing that may have been modified, because it runs a little bit over 11 psi, which is supposed to be stock. So it runs about 14 to 15 psi depending on what RPM you are. Well, anyways, this completely stock, this T25, you can see it, T25 stock Mitsubishi parts, rubber hoses. The other hoses, these are just the regular rubber nylon squishy hoses. Look at this stock, come on now. Well, anyways, you're gonna have to take my word for it, but I was racing a the latest generation Dodge Challenger, and oh man, these wheels are such an upgrade from the stock ones, because this is a 95. It comes with those gross ass wheels. I heard this Dodge Challenger go by. I could hear it. It was loud. Like, it had exhaust upgrades and probably other upgrades. So I chased it down, got up next to it. I dropped down into second gear. We were going about 30-ish. I was around, I would say, $4,000. And I just pedaled to the floor, rode it up to about 6.5. Switched gears into third. As soon as I hit third, dude, that car was behind me, like way behind me. Got a 5-speed with about 600 pairs of glasses on it. Of course, you gotta turn your air conditioner off because it robs you of power. It's got a stage 2 Kevlar clutch, single clutch, $55 clutch or whatever. But everything is stock on this. Stock spark plugs, stock coils, stock intake, stock throttle body, stock hoses, all the way down to the bottom. You can kind of see the stock hose that goes down to the intercooler, which is right here. It's probably all clogged up. Probably need to, yeah, it's definitely clogged up. I need to wash that out or something. It's all stock bumper. And I even had a mishap there and I stitched it together. But anyways, I dropped down to second gear. He took off on me at first. He tried to jump the gun. And basically what I said was I dropped down to second gear, hit it down, and as you know, these T25 turbos, they run out of boost right around 5,500. But I ran it up to close to 6, maybe 6.5. As soon as I hit third gear, I was right back in the boost power band, and boom, I was gone. But this is a front wheel drive versus an all-wheel drive, so from a dig, he probably had me on a dig because I couldn't pull up next to him. But I just thought that was crazy, because this is stock. Stock. Like, there's nothing about this car that's not stock. And I broke off my oil thing. That's great. But yeah, these cars are no joke. 16 valve dual overhead cam. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder, super small turbo. I think a 16G with stock fuel components. I think this would run, it'd probably keep up with the lower end V8s when it comes to that. But yeah, like everything's stock. It's got an adjustable intake cam, which my automatic one didn't have this. I don't know why, but the exhaust's not adjustable. The timing belt's a little bit loose. It needs a new tensioner. Some of my other belts are a little loose, even though I just changed them. But man, if I could have filmed that, oh, it was crazy. So now I gotta get in the house and sand. Yeehaw. But these cars are not a joke. Like, poor man Porsche right here. That's what I call it. And I got a all-wheel drive waiting in the wings. Maybe we'll swap out some all-wheel drive parts on this sucker, turn it to an automatic, put a stall converter in it, run it up to $4 grand. Put probably a 56 millimeter up to a 60 something millimeter turbo with a new fuel pump, new fuel injectors. This thing would scream. But yeah, stock radiator. I don't have no front mount. The air conditioning even works. Gotta turn that off when I race. But yeah, everything's stock. And I smoked a V6. I assume it's a V6 Challenger. If that was a V8, holy shit, that dude needs some help. But yeah, it was pretty crazy, let me tell you.